Hey everybody, did you know you can go to colinmullen.com in order to get art and art prints? That's why I set up the website, colinmullen.com. So hey everybody, this week we're talking about this guy who I'm going to paint. I'm still obviously waiting to release the game. It should have come out yesterday as you hear this, but I just could not get all of the stuff together. After running it by my wife, I wasn't happy with where it was because it just doesn't have enough content. In my opinion. So I just need to add a couple more characters and then it'll feel better and then it'll feel a little bit more alive and like an actual thing. So anyway, that's the game I'm working on right now. Let's talk about the game I'm going to work on after this one, which was a very nice sentence at one point in my life, and now it just causes me to have a little bit of panic. But like, I don't think it's going to be that bad this time, because I do think the way I want to release this game that this guy I'm painting is going to be in is that I get a very basic bare bones version of it released, and then just like over time add more levels, add more stuff, add more content, and eventually it turns into a bigger more explosive thing. But this guy that you see is going to be part of the, and I need names for these cults, but the quiet cult, the silence cult, the cults surrounding the idea of silence. And his job is that, well, okay, so let me explain. The silence people, they go out of their way to be as quiet as possible. They pad the bottoms of their shoes, so that way even their footfalls don't make too much noise. So they treat it very, very seriously to not make sound. So how do you, as a culture, come... I think that's really what most of these cults end up being, is how do you function as a culture if you're not allowed to speak? And so one of the solutions that I came up with was, I think that all the information regarding who you are should be readily available, so that way everything can run as efficiently as possible. So you just kind of wear a name tag and your origin and all that stuff and what you're doing and where you're going. So you know when you see a guy walking down the street towards you, if it goes, I'm going to go to Starbucks, and you're standing in front of the Starbucks door or whatever, that you should move out of the way because he's going to try and go there. You know in advance that that's what's going to happen. So this guy, okay, let me explain all the different elements of his mask. So each hash mark, first off, depending on if you are gendered a boy or a girl, depends on which eye you start on, and depending on what month or where relatively in the year you were born, depends on where you start marking the hash marks around the eye. So if you are, this guy is a guy. For anyone who is non-binary or trans, if you become trans, when you become trans, you would want to switch the markings that you do. So after the first one, you would keep going around the circle and adding more dash marks until add 4. And once you've added 4, you connect them all with a line. So then after that, every year you would add a dot to the inside of one of these. So this person is male and 38 years old, according to the, markings on his face around his eye there. If you are trans, at the point where you would transition, or where you decide to transition, I suppose, you would start marking the other eye. And that would give a reasonable amount of information about you when you think about it. It's like, if you were born intersex, I would want to say that you do like a half mark on both. And I suppose you could do that as well with if you were trans or non-binary or something. You got the general flow of it. When you start messing with that system, I think that the people you would run into would start to go, okay, this person has something else going on. So that's what that is. Then they also need to have a name on there, which is above the right eye in this one. His name is Atog. They're going to all have different, technically names, I guess. I'll probably just randomly generate most of this content, and I'll just have the mask switch out with that randomly generated content. don't know how I'm going to do that yet, how exactly to program that, but I believe I can do that. It seems like a thing I could do. After you've gone around and you've done the dots, then you would move over to the other eye. So essentially at some point you do become like intersex. And I think it happens around like 50 or 60 in this culture that you stop like gendering yourself effectively. And you just become like old, and that's your gender now. Lot of thought went into that particular element, but anyway, above his other eye, his, I guess, our left, his right, indicates that he is someone who hauls food about. That's his job. And originally, his face mask written in charcoal, which is how they let you know what they're currently up to. The red markings are to mark, more permanent things like age, marital status, when you got married. That's a circle mark above the relevant year. And then you could see how long they've been married based on that. Divorces would be marked as well, and you could have multiple marriages that happen at different points, and you would start to get an idea of the person just based on all of that extra information that you get off of that. But anyway, the charcoal writing, which is the smeared stuff here, is to let you know what the current activity that they're trying to go do. And it's, like going to the store would be an activity that you could do. This person has originally written, dropping off the food, but there is a well-known panic symbol within this culture that once you've wiped off all of it and you don't have it replaced, you don't clean it off properly, it's just, smeared like here, that means there's active threat in the community and we need to be on guard, we need to deal with it. So this person, although the fact that they are waving seems nice, they are indicating that they've seen you and that they've also seen a threat in the nearby area, which obviously in this game would be you, and are communicating that they're going to do something about it, whether that's go and talk to a guard or get involved with you physically or in some sort of way. There is someone or something wrong. And they use their own version of sign language, which I haven't figured out yet. But a lot of culture stuff gets really weird once you start taking out random elements. Like, what if no one spoke? Like, people can hear, people can speak, but they take a vow of silence effectively by joining this religion. And I'm wondering what happens to language when it has no verbal component. I haven't been able to find anything similar to that. If you guys know anything like that, let me know. I mean, I know sign language, but the thing is that when you write down words, you don't write like the hand symbols. You don't draw little hands when you're writing out sign language. You just write in regular English or whatever language you're, most comfortable with. I don't know if there is a system of writing that had no verbal component associated with it. And that was something that I was thinking about when I was writing the names. I'm like, wait, would you go off of phonetics? Or how would you go about that? How would you name someone? Like, what are the symbols in the name even supposed to represent? And so, I'm thinking it needs to be like, blah, 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 son of blah, blah, blah. This is something that I think is a thing I met a guy once. I believe he was from, I don't know, somewhere. And he was telling me that his full name, technically speaking, would be like so-and-so, son of so-and-so, son of so-and-so, son of so-and-so, all the way back for like generations. And I'm kind of thinking that might be a good way of doing their naming system, where you just add extra symbols to represent that this is the lineage that's happening. I'm still working on that idea and the full language on how that should work. I think that I may need to do another one of these, guys, literally just to sculpt out all the different things that you could possibly try and communicate on your face mask. But I think marital status, your age, your gender, for what that matters, and, those kind of things are like more relevant and good to have just written this way. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And let me know if there's anything that you feel like everyone needs to know about you if you were having a mask that was written about you. I mean, I guess there is some space to add extra information, you know? Like maybe you have a hobby that you really are about, like art or something. You could maybe have a separate marking for that. That'd be cool. Anyway, I need to thank the people on Patreon. And actually, I want to start with, rather than my mom and dad like I normally do, you know, I thank everyone at the $5 tier or more. I want to thank an extra special thank you to both Egg and Count Cannoli. Gonna say your name again here in a minute, but just, I screwed up. I tried Patreon's new system of like sorting everything based on like who's eligible to be given the credits and stuff. And I was like, oh, surely the system will work. And I guess it doesn't, because y'all were supposed to get that, you know, be called out in the last couple of videos and then you didn't. So that's me. That's my bad. I'm sorry about that. But thank you for your support. And if you would like to support me, like they did and a bunch of other wonderful people that I'm about to mention, you can go over to patreon.com/RevScarecrow and do so. And if you do, and things don't get screwed up, I'll say your name in the credits and with a big thank you. Starting with, I guess, after, you know, them, my mom and dad. Thank you. Thank you, Wafu. Thank you, Vixie Lux. Thank you, Trusty Patches. Thank you, Tofoundor. Thank you, Split. Thank you, Spaghetto. Thank you, Sophia. No. Thank you, Seraph. Thank you, Reverend Joe. Thank you, Pig Wrestler. Thank you, MP. Thank you, Mortis. Thank you, Michael Carr. Thank you, Lunar Ray. Thank you, Katie Valent. Thank you, Josepher. Thank you, Gabriel Bennett. Thank you, Freak Wannabe. Thank you, Egg, again. Thank you, Count Cannoli, again. Thank you, Chiptune Glitch. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Aggiewag. And thank you, Ats. Backed up for that one. Again, I'm very sorry. And there's probably other people I missed too, and I can't even... I'm sorry. But hey, the game is going to come out on the 8th. Not this one, but the one I'm working on right now, is going to come out on the 8th of March. So I'm going to go get some work done on that. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.